Set, you're never going to rush a site. You're running into showers to grab orbs, so Xset have a chance to breathe and set up. Otherwise, you're like we've seen rushes. Here we are. Seekers go out, fans.
Oh, unfortunately, though, it's a double stack, and at least Marvin is there to trade it out. Makes it a 2 versus 2 with heroic plays. Astral Divide right on the outside of the site, allowing him to plant safely as he hears the jumps from Death across the wall. Def rotating back over to triple where Ye's holding with the op, and now it's all up to Cryo. Operator in hand. Spike at the APC and 2 players playing the post plant. No stars available here from Marv, so he rotates all the way across to Showers, and this is going to make it difficult now. Window of opportunity for Cryo. Thankfully, it's back open as Ye misses the op shot. Trying to get the TPs. Phantom picked up. Ye going for the peek. And it's going to be also Marv swinging out the bathrooms. And yes, the timing was perfect. And that's finally a round coming back for Optic.
Just stomping on some U-Haul control there. Very big round by Marv to be able to get a quick little transfer on 2 face-to-face in the U-Haul. Team with great backup there. And Optic doing a great job of kind of forcing to one site. Making sure they play in this money. And we also see what they've been doing come into play as well. All of those orbs and shower finally pay off. The Seekers get them a lot of space. So that didn't just happen that round. Optic have been trying to set that up for a while and multiple times.
Now this is the good old trusty Vipers pit from Aaron, where, yeah, he's just playing some Astros in the past, but you could see that gap from that pit on that left side of the window. So that if an exec comes out and he's going to have to be forced to play outside of his Viper's pit, he can still play in the boxes where I like to call it the Aaron spot. He's gotten so many kills off that box, playing outside of any smokes coming down. And for Optic, they're trying to see if they want to probe in this first.
Yeah. Yay contact right now. Long B. I think we've seen maybe 1 or 2 frags happen there. Nobody else has peeked Long B. They don't, not giving Ye anything, even to the point where we saw them walk up and kill Def in the back because nobody was Long B after the peek on that round. So, a switch back over to the right side. One of the times the Xset has not had shower control early. Let's see if it pains them here as they go for a mid play and U-Haul control now.
Trailblazer fast lane out to take U control, and there you go.
So
finally, Victor gets an opener in there. We still have yet to make it inside the site for a plant, and that's FNS now moving forward. After this plant needs 1 more kill for the Rolling Thunder, as a little bit of a timing that didn't work out for the Molly on the ground for delays here from Def. 2 players playing inside U-Haul for Optic. 1 playing the anti-flash. Crashes on contact. No flash coming in. But the dual combination of the op kill of Cryo then onto the Vandal. What is going on with this?
No.
It's a 3 versus 2. Ye trying to save the round, misses the shot and force a TP away. And we are closing the gap now for Xset for the retake. Jump spotting Marv here onto short A. The wall coming up. Ye letting in the shot. Clock is ticking down, so Def has to start sticking at least a halfway. Aaron needs to put this wall down so he can try to get a kill. Puts the wall down for the first kill, and the second one onto Marv. And the fuse is going to come in for Def, and he puts 6 on the board.
If you have a bingo block that says things that shouldn't happen, mark it now. Holy crap. No way. Cryo got 3 kills in U-Haul. He's like, oh, Marv, you like fighting in U-Haul? I got 3 for you. And just giving the medicine back. That was absurd. Like you said, playing anti-flash too. Trying to set themselves up in the top-down double peek. But it was just enough for the collapse. And Aaron here to step up for the defuse for Def. I literally couldn't have been played any better by Xset there. They take that round right out of the hands of Optic.
That's one of the things that you said that shouldn't happen, which is why I called this a double combination kill with a bullet instead of a collateral, just because I was flabbergasted by that. But Victor made it inside the spawn, almost gets the kill. Ziking out 1 HP indeed. Pull out that hashtag for the 1 HP. Aaron trying to go to work, able to drop 2. Arm shot missed, but Cryo could still reset with the Headhunter getting a body shot there. On to Crashies, as Crashies and FNS are the last 2 to go. So the fake into B site didn't work out too well. At least we'll get a plant down for some money. Cane shells now. Crashies stuck out in the open. Not going to work out.
Yeah.
But at least, again, we talked about the econ. So they'll have some money to work with into the next after that plant.
That was a feeling it round, though. You definitely saw it in XSET, playing a little loose, feeling good. You got that same vibe when they kept rushing B with gusto on Haven. It feels good. They're covering each other's angles. Obs are doing a great job of showing just how XSET is smothering Optic, so great job on that. Aaron now, see what the purchase is. Over $5 grand. What does he want? It's just a Phantom. Easy, playing inside the Viper smokes and through the walls, why not? 7-3 here as XSET have a demanding first half on defense, and their attacks have been even scarier throughout this series. Optic have their work cut out for them here. Let's see what happens with this double smoke comp here for the 11th round from XSET. How will they thwart the side of Optic, who goes back to the shower play, but the variation again, fans, they don't have Sky there.
And they at least use the Aaron utility to try to push the Neon back, but it's still going to be Optic that retaliates on the other end. And Zekin does the same. Out with the showstopper, does not land for the kill. Thinking that Optic was going to run in, following behind that. Seekers also for more information, but that's through smokes. So this is a good opportunity for Optic to just wait this out and re-hit a little bit later down, if they could cut the noise, and try to get XSET guessing. And as they guess, it's another flash coming out.
Marv down to a star now. Right, that was a smoke and a bit of pressure from Def to make sure that they couldn't come up mid. Throwing the whole kitchen sink at him. They're still going to try for it, though. There go your stars. Actually, a recall one comes in, so they do have two to block the back of the site.
Seekers right away, too. BCJ, as he gets stunned, it's still 1-for-1 across the board. Nice job so far from both ends, but we still have Zekin alive. And the smoke who runs out on the timing lines up too. The trip kill into the round, leaving now Crashies on his own. 19 HP, the one that started the Seekers to get information. And now he's going to have to be the one that's going to try to clutch it. And as he looks out, Zekin gets a 4K. Ooh. Yeah, so he throws a showstopper here, Riven is already halfway there for the last round.
Right, he got 7 kills in the last round. 2 rounds, sorry, 3 and a 4. Holy macarons. All right, 16 and 6. He was going off as well on Haven on the Jet. They're absolutely cleaning up these rounds and doing it with just a few members of the team, which makes it even harder because Optic then has that much more to go through. 8-3 here, possible 8-4, or I'm sorry, 9-3 for your first half in XSET. Operators are flying still for Cryo. We do have a Guardian coming out for FNS as they just don't have enough to squeeze out the money. Shower control starts again, Vansili. Get Cryo.
You're right if you potentially call it an 8-4 as well, right? So goes both ways.
Could be.
And that starts off well, at least with that 8-4 as Optic gets the first blood, and that's Cryo falling down once again. Another one picking up the op right behind him. Somehow, another Viper's Pit comes out from XSET. And as to try test it in true here for Aaron, what could help them clear out is a Trailblazer is what we're trying to use or talk about last time to try to help re-clear inside the pit. That's where Crashies is moving up with them. Aaron on the back. They're pinging on the left side shed.
Toxins going up.
So potentially look for a walkout. Oh my god. So they tried to go for the contact play, and Aaron is able to drop down too.
BCJ is having a game, then.
Yeah, he's having fun too, man.
He is. He is.
And unfortunately, it's not going to work out for the rest of the players of Optic. BCJ with a nice flash kill onto that last one. We do have that 9-3 scoreline in the end, and it hasn't been a curse. Well, maybe it has been. We'll see what happens after the break. As we mentioned before, the 9-3 curse could be a curse for some, but for Exit, at least on this map, doesn't look like it's going to be leaning towards that way just because they've been playing this first half so well, Riv.
They have, and it's kind of a thing we've seen out of XSET win or lose in their tournaments. I mean, Def even tweeted about it recently that, you know, XSET's never been a team that was bad. Even with changes, they've always gone up. Maybe had plateaus when they added someone new, but this isn't a team that ebbed down. They flow, and they flow hard. And it's going to be a quick push by Victor here as I just get a quick crow foot in the mouth. As a push from Optic comes in. But it has been noticed from XSET. They always place high. They're always in these positions. And this time, they're making it count. Can they grab another pistol of this series?
Ye's getting a second kill, or should I say a first kill. Second combined for Optic, as we talked about the flow for XSET. It's been an overflow of Optic on Lone B to start things off. Aaron trying to answer back as he pushes Force Pipes with this frenzy. But there's still too many players overflowing for Optic on a retake. Def is going to be on his own on a 4 versus 1. Big flash, they know he's there. Now they just lean in on the angle. The spacing in the trade.
Bang, bang.
Not even needed on the trade as Optic gets the pistol.
Already a bit different than Haven. XSET was able to grab those first 2 pistols. Optic stave the bleeding off after this first half by grabbing a 4th right away here in half number 2. And there's the buy, one after the other. It looks like we will see XSET going in for a bit of cash here. They're going to put themselves down on low. Zek and Stay. They actually decide to go with BCJ, dropping the weapon.
I think it makes total sense. Have that guy being your initiator. Flash for everybody else as you run it down here for XSET on the Spectre round.
Yeah. Okay.
Really want to take control of Sands here into Hookah now for XSET. Alright, well at least now with the pain shells clearing out towards Hookah, we forced out position from Marv to retreat back under window. Trailblazer, there you go, finally spawns for a bit. We talked about the initiator utility. He's actually playing out on his own because the rest of them are just moving out with the Spectres for the trades. So now it opens up here for XSET to get into B site for a plant. Crash is getting tagged a little bit through the smoke, so we identify one player on defense trying to pull back and run that clock down, or at least try to hold it so that the rest can rotate over from the spawn. And unfortunately, it doesn't work out from the spawn and from even elbow. XSET get a beautiful push on the attack second round.
Super clean. And the identify, because they didn't identify, but as they got into B site, the fact that they didn't receive any breach utility for at least 10 seconds of taking it really let them know what the setup was, right? They didn't hear Ye, they didn't hear breach, which means Optic was set up for a defensive play on A to fault line and reset. So the smokes that XSET has, the quick takes, the flashes, worked perfectly. They're met with breach utility there, it becomes a whole different story. So great choice. Optic now trying to put the pace in their own hands as we get a stim beacon up mid.
Yeah, this is Optic on another buy. So we're buying and forcing.
Oh my gosh.
Vandal Hero buy for Ye as he's playing towards Showers to protect it, and it works out for the kill onto Death. And the other rotates across. Aaron only able to trade off one, but they have to stack up in the crossfire from Cryo, who gets another timing onto Crashies. And Ye with only 15 HP. May seem like we just give this round away. Oh no, we lost the Vandal too. BCJ continues to have fun into this round.
Yeah.
I'd love to get one of those comm videos from XSET, because BCJ on these camera rolls has been lighting it up. I don't know how many F-bombs maybe I've read through his lips.
Yeah, seriously, he loves it. And he's like super invigorated when he gets that play style. Some players are cool. You get a Nats, he won't show you emotion. He'll just keep doing it. He'll lurk into your brain and your dreams. And like BCJ feels like he's kind of in that same place. He's playing more so thinking of what Optic is going to do than what am I going to do to win this situation, which is why he looks like he's one step ahead here in the plays, taking out 2Ks, 3Ks. You got Zek in last half picking up a 3 into a 4K. The solo play coming from XSET is getting stronger and stronger, and you may even say stronger in this series than we've seen before here from across the team, with Aaron stepping up as well recently. It's just everything, because it doesn't have to be Cryo, as we see Vance Silly. Optic call this timeout. to see if they can get themselves sorted. I don't feel like they got enough rounds on attack with this composition. XSET did a great job of not falling prey to this just stun factory that you're supposed to get a hit with as Optic was attacking. And now as XSET are on attack, they get to dictate, again, this double controller composition, what angles they want to make and how much they want to slow Optic down by putting a wall in their face. So we'll see how it plays into this round. Optic coming out of a timeout. Do they pressure across the map? It looks like they are taking more of a forward position here, everywhere. Oh, they hear noise, though, and they instantly back off to reset Vansili. XSET just not hold their gravity well.
That allows Marv to get a kill here with the Spectre, and Ye's flashed out towards Showers. Does have to do the false orbital strike to come out, forcing him out of position, too. That's an easy kill for Def. And now, advantage for Optic. Another force buy coming in for the defender side. As this is the story of Optic being played by these forces, where it hasn't been working out in the early rounds, and they always had to fight in a deficit. Now at least it looks to be the victory as FNS picks up the last kill against Cryo.
Yeah. Nice setup. An early look into Hookah, I think, from Optic as they pushed up towards Sand, gave them the idea that they could rotate fast. We kind of saw them peeling out of B right away. And you mentioned it, that kind of forced hand that is happening in these strategies from XSET, right? You're ulting Showers. Whoever's in Showers is going to have to come out to peak. These fights are happening. So Optic must be there to anchor for each other on these trades. That time set up really nice, knowing XSET has kind of just been off the cuff hitting these sites really fast. See if they do it again here. They're going to try to create a little long pressure maybe. The guiding light goes out. They stack towards A this time, but still forward positions from both FNS and Ye, right? More info Optic's trying to gain right away in these rounds, and maybe even quick kills.
Here are the footsteps of players moving forward, but not from the POV of the defenders here of Optic, so Crashies is still going to have to jiggle peek for info. Finally, he pings it. Star on the ground here from Marv. They might flash and go for the Gravel off contact, potentially, if we try to retaliate, but it's just going to be one to stay calm, and it's going to be a smoke up instead. We take the advantage to allow the attackers to flash and come through, but that's two players that meets him just at the octagon. Second flash gets shot inside the smoke, but BCJ still gets the headshot onto Victor. Seekers are now coming out. The 3 versus 3. As that gives info on the players moving in towards spawn, and that last Seeker being killed, well, okay. We know that the rotation's already really close for Optic. So the heal comes up from BCJ. They could look to reset if they want to, but they're deciding to cut noise for now.
Here.
Might have time for another guiding light for the side of BCJ. It's going to be late, though. Whoa, the molly to backside to clear to push.
No
they
way.
displace Optic in their defense without knowing where they are. But a huge play from Ye!
BCJ on a 1 versus 1, though. FNS outside towards Hookah. He makes the 180 and the headshot for the Red Bull clutch. How is this going on here for BCJ?
Who is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? Playoffs BCJ? Oh my gosh. I would love to see if he's ever done something like this before in a fashion on a different agent Vansili. XSET again coming to bind with a different composition. BCJ again is a part of that happening as he's the one to be flexing. And oh yeah. Yeah, man is vibing right now. What a game from him. What a game.
Still have to give it to Aaron, too. The snake bite in the back of the site and a snake bite towards spawn.
It all has to start with the assist somewhere, right?
Yeah. And now a change of pace from Optic. Backs against the wall on potentially their best map. And Valence mentioned it before. They're potentially the best team in the world right now on bind, and they're getting thrashed by XSET now. And what we're talking about the change of pace, it's a flank coming in from Victor only with pistols. Because he had the overdrive at the beginning of the round, but the TPs come out as Marv gets caught by BCJ after he was able to get 2 kills.
Marv's had a run of it too. He's been getting a few of these double frags, trying to open up the rounds from the controller position. Definitely putting a mark on these. That's a big one.
Because of the forward position, he definitely heard BCJ rotate back. Def trying to fight forward.
The creeps in this map, man. The whole series has had some really, really neat creeps around the map.
Yeah, the joys of playing a Neon right now just to try to get that early forward position. And Optic, they survive at least another round as Victor gets that headshot to death.
All right. Optic, a little room to breathe. I'd say there's still an iron lung plugged in for them right now. They have to work their way out of this economy, too. Right? You do see a bit of money for Marv as he's had some frags. He's been able to sit back and have a few rounds where he's not the one going down. But other than that, Xset has been able to run this game. We'll see the first time Optic might be able to string a few rounds together here with that economy being so tarnished. Ye's even on an alt suit, so if they can get an orb and even go half on this round, they have tour de force next round. They're actually facing it with Cryo here in round 19.
Nice opener.
Pivotal.
And that is still going to calm things down for a bit, though, because all the rest of Xset, with the spike being down towards the staircase of Spice, they're just trying to probe and feel out the map a bit here as they are on this lower buy.
Where does that get him? Ooh, orbital strike too. We've actually seen a lot of orbital strikes just being displacement, space taken recently. Just being able to fire it off and clear a certain area so your team can push. Marv on point with a lot of his first encounters, whether it be the first of the round or the one he gets here. And it does not look like Xset will continue to pressure just yet. They have a bit of time here to let Cryo work.
Oh,
the timing! What is that?
Well, Prime Gaming Flawless here for Optic, as thankfully here for Xset we still have plenty of rounds to work with. I'm pretty sure there's still a timeout to work with here for Xset, so if it gets to those moments, you know that Psycho's going to call those out just to make sure that we are able to close it out into this map and not have another comeback OT that gets repeated from map number 1. And as we just mentioned it, there's that timeout right away here.
Yeah. So what has been the play? What is that best play so far? We haven't really seen Xset put themselves towards one spot too much. We only have about 3 of their attacking rounds that did play out the way they wanted it, and one of those was just an eco where they, or I'm sorry, a force buy on round 14 where they forced themselves into B. So maybe that becomes the play. They create all the angles that they want, right? That's one of the benefits of double controller. Like, even if you just have this wall, you get all the smokes that you want. How do they play it?
And for Optic's side, too, they're just trying to find something, trying to exploit any of these gaps. And it worked out when they were playing these aggressive plays, at least when we were looking at it from the pistol round. And then that flank that we saw from Victor when they were on desperate measures, backs against the wall. So will they try to continue these off timings as Xset continuing to default and losing the early duels against Victor, too, on these pushes? So
yeah,
we'll see if Optic wants to leverage that this time, though. There's just too many people. We're overextending our stay. And door has been shut. Marved on his own. Forced back inside window, and the TP comes out for a pinch from Victor, and that's not good enough. 5 versus 2. As now we have one more pushing forward. It's going to be Aaron inside you. FNS in the back of the APC trying to catch his timing across, and it doesn't work out. That's from a beautiful molly from Death. That kept FNS preventing him from getting inside the smoke. And Marv is now going to have to go for an ace for the Red Bull clutch. And the last Seeker on top of the trademark. Why not? BCG, like I said, has been feeling it this map. And after the swings, the Prime giving flawless as Xset put 13-7 on Optic's best map.
Incredible stuff coming in from Xset right now. They continue to play the map to where these last 2 ones, it doesn't seem like Optic can get that read. That's been one of the most important things. That's one of the best ways that Optic adapts to the game is they read the way you're playing, start to basically play that way, and then somehow turn it into their own game. And then you're playing Optic's game. Here, Optic has been forced to play Xset's game, and that's not something we see very often.
I was just looking at BCJ riled up throughout the whole map, and then as they win
it, this game?
Good job. Just good job. Good job for Xset here for this map. We now have another game in our hands as Xset take the lead in a series. Let's see what happens after the break.
Verizon is going ultra with 5G ultra wideband in many more cities so you can do more. Mindy, with up to 10 times faster speeds, she can download a movie in minutes or a song in seconds.
Yep.
Okay, now let's work off-site. Public Wi-Fi? No thanks. 5G ultra wideband is faster and safer and so powerful that it's not just for phones. Hello 5G home and business internet. It's time to go ultra with Verizon, America's most reliable 5G network, so you can do more.
Rich Paul, I hit the floor and get it jumping like I'm crisscross. Throw me a cannon in the booth and that's a hit, dawg.
I've been in the jump all week, leveled up though. Ooh wee, that's a whole lot of wins on me. That's a whole lot of wins on me. I'm a big dog, no leash. You all bark, no teeth. That's a whole lot of wins on me. That's a whole lot of wins on me.
I'm like a dog, I do the most to get off on my leash, yeah. I am a beast, looking for something to eat, yeah. I cannot be defeated, I can take off, I don't need a reason. Anyone that see me sweating, bleeding, I'm about to take off, yeah believe it, yeah believe it. I cannot be stopped, no, no. 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 I'm like a dog, I do the most to get off on my leash, yeah. I am a beast, looking for something to eat, yeah. I cannot be defeated, I can take off, I don't need a reason. Anyone that see me sweating, bleeding, I'm about to take off, yeah believe it, yeah believe it. I cannot be stopped, no, no. 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 I cannot be stopped, no, no.
In the zone.
I'm in the zone. Can you imagine having a piece of the magic? I'll throw you a bone. Let it be known. I can't miss when I'm on one. They came with their guns, but I bombed them. Thought they was too slick, but the truth is that I robbed them. I'm in the zone. Can you imagine having a piece of the magic? I'll throw you a bone. Let it be known. I can't miss when I'm on one. They came with their guns, but I bombed them. Thought they was too slick, but the truth is that I robbed them. I'm in the zone.
In the zone.
How do they deal with the A-Heaven control?
They just simply don't.
Forward Marv's there. He's able to take care of one, and now Crashies regresses. 10 seconds left. They have to get the spike down. They've got to win the fights, and they're not doing it. Crashies gets 3.
Optic definitely find themselves in a bit of a conundrum here as they lose Bind in Game 3, and Xset walk away with a 2-1 lead. Welcome back, everyone, to the Analyst Test here at Golden Boy alongside with Mimi and Valen as we break it all down. This is certainly not the result, Mimi, that I was expecting coming into this. This is a great map for Optic. We felt pretty good about it. And push comes to shove, I would definitely say Xset push right back.
Yeah, I mean, Optic come into things. They have a completely new composition. They pull the Neon on out, but Xset, with that defensive start, were looking so strong. Players like Zekin and BCJ leading the charge to have so many impeccable retakes. This squad was really had a great understanding of how to play against the Neon. They would give early space, fight back in on those retakes, and found a lot of effect. And what made it more impressive was so often they were losing out on that first blood, but just winning out on these magical 4v5s.
Yeah, the mid-rounding from Xset on defense there was beautiful. They know with the Neon comp, they have to kind of play back and give the space because of the double stuns and the Astra Suck. So they said, all right, you guys can have showers. We're going to retake it with our Sky utility. We're going to retake it with pushing through together. And it was just beautiful. They always knew where Optic was going. And when you kind of have those mid-round information plays, it just sets you up for future success in the round.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about Def when we talk about this team, but credit where credit's due to Aaron. He had a great game individually, and also as that defensive-sided caller, I'm sure was one of the players thinking of a lot of those ideas on how to counter out this Neon.
Yeah. It goes to show just how disciplined and prepared this Xset team is. You could tell that they are hungry for this opportunity to go to champions. It's right there. There will be no question about it. They would, not have to go through the LCQ. They'll forever shed that 4th place curse. They are literally right there. They just have to win one more. But Valen, I know that you had a round you wanted to break down to kind of illustrate why this team has been playing so well.
Yeah, I mean, if we can just get the round up. So right here, Optic is trying to execute A and a perfect molly from Def to push them off of showers. And basically it leaves FNS on an island because FNS is expecting his teammates to come out of showers, but they get hard stuffed and Optic's calls to regroup short A and Zekin just hard clear short. Right now, what's happening is they know that the op is on a B line because they did not see the op on A. So they're going to go back and flash B long to try to clear the op out, but it actually doesn't hit Cryo. Right now we see Crashy's going back. He's going to throw the flash. It does not clear Cryo, and Cryo has the alarm bot to play for himself. So Xset is going to stay on a 4A setup. They're walking up, which is great from Optic. They're not showing where they are. They're getting very deep space. And from right here, it's perfectly played from both teams, but Xset getting that mid-round information and not moving. Cryo just so disciplined to stay on the B long line the whole round, not rotating, and it gives them the advantage in the late game. Optic actually comes out with this round, but you can't play this better than what you did. Xset played this perfectly fine, but just towards the end, Optic got some key kills, and it just went their way.
And again, it's so many of these rounds that come down to just those force errors. Optic doing something incredibly well to set themselves up for success, but Xset, again, in those moments where things slip away, they had the discipline to hold back, wait to play that retake as a team. It kept on winning them out in these rounds. Really an impeccable map there out of Xset.
Yeah, and I think, Valen, to illustrate your point, it just shows that even though, yes, Optic did win the round, there was just so much that was taken away from them in that exchange, because that's really like the name of this game, at least on Bind here. It was very clear that Xset were extracting every little bit that they possibly could from Optic.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Xset not having Cryo rotate there was a very key moment, because if Cryo was a little undisciplined and got off that line and then Optic froze, they'd like, oh, they could be going back B long. Oh, we heard the flash. Maybe they're going back B. But no, they stay true to their setup. They trust the A hold and the B hold, and perfect.
Yeah, and that consistency out of Cryo as an anchor on the defensive side meant that Zekin and BCJ so often as that roam duo were finding early success for Xset.
Oh, I'm really glad you mentioned BCJ, man, because so many moments in that game that BCJ have these clutch moments, these clutch opportunities, the pop-offs. You could tell that BCJ is vibing right now, man.
Yeah, he's feeling it. I mean, that game against FaZe last night, he was excellent, and in this one as well, having some big moments. But I want to talk about a quote that Def actually gave in an interview to Dexerto just a little bit ago, talking about BCJ, not just as an individual player, but how he is kind of meshing in towards that team. BCJ is a player that feeds off the moment. He has some of the best input in the moment, where I believe that was in reference to when you're taking a tactical pause, when you're trying to find that adaptation in the mid-round, which has been very important playing against Optic. When it gets later in maps, finding the adaptations, especially when Optic is bringing out new ideas, new comps, BCJ is a voice in that. And I think beyond that, he's just a fun player. I think he's, you kind of talk about like the actual IGL, the person making the calls, but also the emotional leader in team, that person that's keeping everyone's vibes up, who's having fun. And I mean, you can just see in the reaction, BCJ is that guy. He's having fun. He's keeping his teammates in check and helping them to win out these rounds.
Yeah, I mean, he's enjoying the moment. He's just playing the game, vibing with the boys. And I've personally played with BCJ in like smaller tournaments, you know, just boys playing the game. And I can vouch that in the moment, he's very smart. He understands how to make these adjustments. And I think he's a very key player for this team. Yes, Def calls on T side. Yes, Aaron calls on CT. But BCJ is the player who's giving perfect input in the moment, so the IGLs have a lot easier time making these decisions.
And I think that's impressive because this is a team with a lot of voices. We've heard that Zekken can be a voice in the team sometimes. BCJ is, and so too are the two actual callers for this one.
Where's the
Being
dancing?
able to balance all that is great. And there it is.
There it is.
I mean, how can you not have fun? This is probably another incredibly pressuring match for this team, and this guy's just chilling out. He's just having a good time. Just having a good time.
Honestly, there's nothing better than just playing a game with your mates, just chilling out, having a good time, vibing out.
Yeah, and that's the best way to play, honestly. When you kind of bottle up and, oh, I want to win so bad, oh, like, you kind of, like, you feel the pressure. But when you're just vibing, you're relaxed, you're having fun, and from personal experience, that's the best way to play in these tournaments.
And we've seen that from Exit before. They have a tendency to crack in the pressured matchups. When they're one game away from qualification, they have lost so many times. But this tournament, gloves are off, they're having fun.
All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into the agent select for Ascent. Just so you guys, you know, a little jogging of the memory here, Optic did win 13-11 when they played Ascent last. And interesting food for thought, though, Valen, is that Optic, they had an incredible defense, and they actually held Exit to just 2 wins on the attack. So that's something that's going to be in the back of the head of Exet here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Optic's comp really caters to their defense. Because of the triple initiator, you can always fight for the extremities, have mid-round information with the Prowlers, the knife, the dart, the drone. You just have so much information, which sets up your players to be in the right spot at the right time. If you only have 1 or 2 initiators, you might have that gap of when your knife is on cooldown, you don't know where the team is, which could lead to misdirections or, you know, just like outplays from Exit, which get them on the wrong side.
This is a composition that really is about balancing the timings between the Aster, between those 3 initiators, and I think Optic does a really great job at it. The player I'm looking at, though, is one on Exit. That's Cryo. This is the map where he gets to play the primary duels. He's on that jet against FaZe last night. He did great against the triple initiator comp, but I think Optic implements the composition better than FaZe, so it's going to be tough.
Yep. You did mention that yesterday, the triple initiator. Cryo had to deal with it, and he did so. Can Lightning strike twice for this team? Can Exit also walk away with a win and walk away with the entirety of this series as they are at series point? Let's send it over to your casters to get the game going. It's going to be Rivington and Vencilli. Over to you guys.
I thought Rit was just going to AFK for a second, but it's just the elevator move. We're ready. It's map number 4. This is Ascent, and a map where this should have been a victory for Exet, and they let it slip through their fingers when they actually saw how Optic played the defender side. The thing is, for Optic, though, they only got 3 rounds on the attack, and with this triple initiator, though, I still feel that they have good agents to be able to take control of Cat, where Exet is usually strong at, with Def and BCJ usually playing there. But that's going to have to come down to later into the map. We're starting the first half here with Optic on defense, and see where Exet wants to take this towards mid.
Looks like Optic is preparing a comp for Pearl here. Let's see. They're pushing out into mid. It looks like smoke cover is going to come in. No, a little forward pressure towards Cat. We see that first. So they know that mid is going to be the hover. This flash through, it's going to be a little bit of a pop flash. No, they choose not to.
Oh, gets right clicks. There you go.
Oh, the right. Oh, he goes.
I was going to say, that's so close for the right click sometimes, too, or maybe a little bit too far. The spread would have made him miss for a bit, but he recomposes with the left clicks for the kill. Meanwhile, though, another has fallen, and Aaron has snuck through, at least through a main. And that's a flash for not a swing. So this is an opportunity here, just on the other edge. FNS around the corner with his own easy
that was
kill.
So good.
And now Zekken's in the back of mid. Headshot onto the first, looking towards the back. Crashies now being met up by Victor from B-Link. And they're just going to watch that spike. Don't fight it. Don't give the distance. It is Zekken after all. And just watch that spike. I think that's the good play here for Optic.
A little flash there towards Cat was really, really neat. And it's like, why are you going to flash, right? And no one peek off it. So you could easily see how it gets misconstrued that they could peek out. A few kills come through, but it doesn't matter in the end. Neat stuff happening all around, and the cooler stuff for Optic. First round for them. Pretty methodical play as they just held out that center of the map, knowing it's what Exet wanted to grab. Xset, though, feeling out the map themselves, as we see for that first round. No plant, no buy. And Ye is just going to go again, secondary headhunter here. Bulldog Victor, as he's choosing back and forth. He'll stick with the Spectre. It looks like they will go for a B crunch here as they push out a little bit.
Yeah, and this spike has not even been picked up, so
No.
despite them potentially want to go for some sort of default or whatnot, having that spike all the way down towards spawn, it's going to run that clock down not in your favor once you want to try to start hitting towards the site. Is usually here, as you can see, the position from Aaron on that radar. With that turret on B-Link, he's not going to be the one that's going to pull back to pick up that spike, because he has to watch those aggressive pushes that Optic may do here on this map.
As always, you know, checklist for Xset here. Find Ye as one of them. It's not imperative, but it always helps to figure out where he's going to try and play an aggressive rendezvous situation. That may be on Aaron right now, as they have a push towards A long, too. So a bit of pressure on both sides of the map here as Xset looks to see what's going on from the side of Optic. Great kill, though, on BCJ.
Yeah, and even if the Haunt only spotted one player, it was good enough to run a trap play into the entrance of A. Now, filtering everybody back towards the B site. Crashies, again, another situation where, unfortunately, don't clear the corner for Xset. As Aaron's going to be left on his lonesome with low HP. Crashies with a trip kill. But I said it was actually still 2 players left, sorry, and Cryo is at least able to stop that for a bit, getting the second kill for Xset. But the result's still the same. Optic get the second round.
That was clean from Optic. Obviously giving up the mains right away of both B and A. The longer the round went on, they said, okay, we have 2 at each site that makes a safe push. B main taken control of over there by Crashies as well as Ye, and they take A back. So Optic not letting Xset just do whatever they want in these rounds. We saw that being a little bit of a plague for Optic previously, as Xset would run it down to about 40 seconds. Optic's defense would be diffused, their original setup. And they're not buying into that, at least the early rounds here. As we start off round 3, our bonus for Optic is going to actually put them in mid control. They've been playing solely off the trademark in mid. Now they put pressure in mid with the trademark B main.
Alright, the
So
0 point
close.
gets broken too. So this allows Ye to still play inside. The smoke, the spray's coming out from Xset.
Oh,
Ye's just dodging everything like Neo and able to get that kill onto BCJ, but they've lost Marv. Both smokers down on either side, and still going to be an even 4 versus 4. Trap now broken here from Aaron. So he gets a timing across.
Quick drone mid there kind of slowed everything down. That's why you see Xset backing up. Crashies on Cat has now rotated off. So they're thinking this reset is B. They're right on 1. Crashies is going to be there, but this now could throw him for a loop. Again, a round where Xset hits both sites just about at the same time. This time, they get the advantage on A.
That was just a perfect lurk there from Aaron to get that kill.
Yeah.
That forced Ye to jump up. Oh, crap, it's going towards the A side. He jumps out in the open, gets picked off, but here comes another flank. So we have 2 simultaneous battles here on both ends, and great job to the observers to catch all of that. And it's just going to be Crashies by himself on a B site, and he's going to save his weapon, most likely a 3 versus 1. And you've already lost so much time here into the round, and he's making sure that he's in a great spot to save his weapon. So Xset, they put 1 to the board.
Yeah. So I'm interested now, as we'll keep an eye on Xset and how they play this, is you don't have a chamber, so the KJ is usually the one to keep an alarm bot or something across the map and have a bit of a flank, right? That flank we usually see going through mid. It's now been through B almost twice for Aaron. So when does it go through mid, right? How are Xset going to diversify this kind of 4-1 they're working with Aaron on the sides, working this flank? So far having pretty good impact on that round. See if they can do it again. Looks like they will set up for a bit more of a default across the map, but we'll keep an eye on that strat as we get into a buy round here. What are you doing, BCJ? Just a late buy. Okay.
A little slight technical there, but you know, it's Omen. You don't really need to shrouded step in on the attackers, right? Unless it's 2020 again. You're just getting the best entries with the TPs inside A site.
Ooh, tagged him. So here we have the lurk again, right? You kind of have Aaron off by himself, but it's now a 3-2 as they move forward. We'll see how this one pans out for Xset. Still the same setup for Optic, though. They continue to just have Ye be in mid at this point. So he can be first contact. Yep, the
Ye might
pressure
get
and
caught off
rendezvous.
guard. Oh my god, now he has the upper hand. He has the upper hand for 2 kills. Unfortunately, off that, the battle towards A main. BCJ still trying to keep the dream alive into this round. Hit in Zekin as he's trying to run for a smoke. Marv greets him as he swings out towards the entrance, and now it's Zekin's turn.
Oh my gosh.
What is going on with these backstabs?
I don't know. I think everybody turned their headphones off this round. All right, we got the plan going down.
Door gets broken up. The haunt spots Zekin.
Oh, Jesus.
Prowler chases him, and now he's tucked inside hell. But can he get the jiggles here? He cannot. Crashes gets the kill, and that's Optic with the round.
100% of the time, anytime a Fade is left versus a person, I love that the observers watch the person because it's like a horror movie. You're literally chased down by everything, tethered, blind, deaf. Oh my word, like that is scary stuff. Great job by Optic to smother retake as well to make sure that round goes in their favor. I do not fault Ye for giving it the crouch and spray there because that would have been sexy for the 3K. He does go down though for his troubles. The team's still able to pick it up though. What a nice start. And that pressure pays off. Optic has been trying to take a bit of control in mid. There, Xset forgets about that situation and they pay for it.
So into this round, we're pulling out the Duel de Force, a knife spawning. Cryo, who's still playing on the top of the boxes, and Ye did not expect that. So not running away when you're being dismantled by the KO knife, it's good enough for an early advantage here for Xset as they have this mixed buy going in. The hero rifle for Cryo. Prowler trying to find information. The beauty of getting the 3 initiators just to figure out after this what's going on, because we've also pressed forward to get position towards A main with Marv. Blinded ult here from Zekin with no kills. No, well, it looks like it was a tag potentially onto FNS too.
They've already cleared out drone on B main. Do they actually want this? They have been playing off other sites. It's not the first time they'd be ulting and going somewhere else, but it looks like they will take B here. Quick TP in.
Because of the big backstab that you had here from Marv in the top of mid. Didn't allow for any fakes to happen. They tried to go for a mid to B split for Xset in the end. Recon dart to get some information. 3 players now on the defense trying to go for the retake. Double up in the back of the site. Zekin with a Phantom. Other one with a classic. But it's still going to be Zekin that lines them up.
1v1.
And now it's a 1 versus 1. BCJ with a pistol. Can he come up huge? Cosmic Divide on top of that, showing the respect and sticking on to at least halfway.
Holding.
BCJ does not have paranoia, but he has a Phantom. But it's just going to be the full stick here from Marv, who also gets to kill into BCJ. A nice attempt, though, for Xset at least, as they've done so much damage into the round. But it's still going to be Optic's round.
What a squeaker. What a diffuse. We've had so many holds on this series so far. 2 from Xset, now 1 from Optic. And Xset's going to get a timeout on that one. Really just to make sure, I think, the players aren't getting in their heads. Reset, run this composition as it should be run. They got into sight, and then they kept peeking the extremities there. It seemed like Optic had no trouble really approaching the site from both sides. Thought that backstab would be a little more effective. Here we have Optic 4 and 1. Crashy's having a game for himself here as Zekin on the sofa, picking it up.
It almost felt dangerous from Marv to run his own Cosmic Divide that close to himself, because what happens if you put it halfway and you try to step away? You're not really doing anything for yourself at that point, and you're just hoping that your opponent runs through the wall. But it could have been a timing where your opponent just runs through the wall as well. But big balls on him to just continue to hold it to the end.
That's the thing. Pros don't fake, even when it's your own smoke.
Yeah.
Set up right in front of your enemy's face, right? I think we know Marv for those clutch situations and being able to kind of play in his opponent's head in anywhere. Any situation.
Heading to the above.
See how they set up. Final map being Breeze on this one, I feel like plays into that favor of Optic, and this map pool has to be honest. So XSET has really fought back against the current and get where they are. But we know Optic consistency, and it looks like it seems to be coming online for the first map here if they really start to take a lead. And this defense is just going to really lay in wait for XSET to make the move. Mid control is again taken away by Optic. They put the trademark back in and they focus the extremities now. So Optic again change up the play style as XSET are looking for these frags. They're hunting them down but getting nothing.
This is what Valen was talking about before too. Initiators controlling the extremities. If this trap gets broken, what can you do? Well, FNS is playing towards B. They can run Prowler for information on mid, but they do it towards long B instead. As Cryo's pushing back towards mid, but does not catch Marv, down to 17 HP. But as everybody recollects towards mid, you're now pushing forward on a defense where you've already blocked down the entrance of A site. Spike is yet to be picked up here by XSET, but with the time remaining, it looks like you have to pivot towards the A site. And that's Marv with an opener there too.
30 seconds left.
The long.
Easy kill there.
Gonna do
Victor.
Dink.
Def does get the kill with the Vandal, though. They're traded back. But there's 18 seconds left. Nice flick there from Crashies. Recon into the site. And you have to commit now for the last two players of XSET, or you save your weapons. It's either or. And it's going to be the first option to try to run in for a plant. Nice kill, at least from Zekin.
Oh my god!
A triple kill from Zekin, leaving only FNS on his own. But unfortunately, loses on time, and that's going to be the Red Bull clutch, and you got to thank the gods that time was on your side for Optic.
What is it with last second rounds right now? Was it a cryo yesterday? Oh, wait, it's definitely one of the chain. I can't remember if it was cryo. I apologize for bringing it up since I couldn't remember it. But what the hell was that? Putting his name in the hat for flick of the day. That was kind of incredible right there.
At least thankfully here for Optic, they're able to work their economy back now to, or still keep a good economy to have a gun round here, but it's going to be the null command just to change the pace for XSET. Running in quickly inside B, Hunter's Fury on top of that on the back of Zekin. And look at that, nobody's playing it here for Optic. We're just going to have to play the retake with triple initiator into B, and that's good enough sometimes. Which is why here BCJ's TPing all the way back towards spawn. But Ye waits for him.
So much flank control and pressure. Like,
that's it, right? Once they move in now into the B site, we talked about the initiator's utility. Yeah. There saw the knife in the back of the site that actually pinged out Zekin. Counter knife gets sprayed, luckily through the walls. That does not disable anybody there, allowing Ye to pick up 4 kills and crashes on the 5th. That's a clean retake now for Optic.
I mean, they're coming in there with Marv going down pretty early. Also, the 0 point coming out. So these are fire fights. Like, these are anchored angles. Optic swinging wide and short together. Really great team play to be able to bring these rounds back in their favor, excuse me. Because that was XSET now going for a B strat, right? They've kind of given up, floundering in mid, trying to find a kill. Optic hasn't been giving that. See if they set up again differently on this round. Looks like they'll put up the trademark, and then he may go back to Cat for a peek. As Ye sets up here for another round, they're going to push out. Boom, right there with Victor to try and gain control over mid.
We have a setup now from Victor to hopefully go for a swing if Ye is going to get pressured on first contact on Catwalk. And that's where players are moving forward here for XSET. And there's that frag. But the flash is not even needed for Victor because Ye just got that frag.
Victor's over here. You need me to flash? Flash yet?
Nope.
Flash now?
Save it.
Flash. Oh, never mind. Never mind. He's going to stay, though. What is his help? So it's actually the trade. Victor's there. Oh, they actually don't get the double take. Cryo figures it out. What a play by XSET to thwart that little setup by Optic on Cat here. The XSET's been figuring it out. What they see at first glance, they now know is there's the trick behind it. Optic has been putting too many curveballs into each one of these strategies. XSET is very right to play it slow.
With all the time spent here, though, Ye has an opportunity to have a refresh off his TP. So repositioning back towards the flower pot and gets that headshot onto Cryo as well. Positions revealed, but there you go. The TP's available for them to go back towards the garden.
30 seconds.
Second is going to try to win that duel, and it doesn't work out. Ye has been a soul man soldier up on Kawak with the hold, and finally it turns out into a bad peek back at the tree, and that's a spike back in hands of BCJ for a plant.
Oh, the rotations now from tree.
Planted. One
Marv
enemy
comes in
remaining.
at Jenny. FNS on the other end.
They don't know.
Oh, the timing on all of this. I think
Saw
they
the
just
gun.
spotted Aaron. Yeah, they pinged it. But Aaron still gets the kill. Runs back into the garden, and Crashes gets the kill right after the pings. And it's still going to be Optic winning that round again from just great anchor play from Ye on Catwalk.
You could see in his mind, Aaron thought for sure there was going to be a big flanker, and one had already dropped into sight, but everybody comes from the front. This early play here. And then, again, so they have the first setup, and then the second layer of the setup is that Ye is then behind KO, right? Play in front first, then behind for Victor's flash. So neat little setup there. XSET did thwart it, but Optic grabbed the round, and they're finally showing us a little bit of that Optic prowess here at 7-1 on Ascent. See if they keep this one going. They have been prowling out of B main to start from the side of Optic, and then FNS just books it. He says, all right, I'm done here. And they can work different parts of the map, and you already see that rotation happening now as they go back to a little bit of mid-security, because that's what XSET's going to play for this time.
Spike is so far back too here, Riv, and we're droning to get some mid control, and the tag comes in though on the defense side. Finesse realizes that he can't wallbang that because Def is holding back behind the fridge. And with that though, we've actually made it up on Kench bench to take control of mid for a bit on Exit for now.
Yay. No one's wine, by the way. So you can see the focus right now. The lean from Optic already has the number of XSET. This is what's making it so difficult is so while they're avoiding Ye, Ye's getting space. And he's saying, well, this is exactly what we're working with. You give Optic an inch, they take a mile. They've already set up so much initiator util to just be a brick wall if XSET tries to hit this, right? You're going to get seized, you're going to get flashed, you're going to get zero-pointed. It stops everything that they want to do to follow up on the chaos of cryo typing in.
30 seconds left.
And it's going to be meant to be as soon as they break this trap now, and they're going to try to close in for Exit off a KJ ult 2. And Victor's just going to try to hold it back.
Oh my gosh.
Nice little nightfall here from FNS2, and it was actually a lineup for the Fragment to stop that KJ ult. So that's going to foil the plans of Exit moving into the site. There's 10 seconds left, and we're just going to play hidden, run that clock down. And it's not going to work out too well. FNS is still in the back of the site. Now there's no time. We get the kill in, but somehow Aaron stays alive. And Marv, all he has to do is to survive, and he does so. Playing the patient game, and Optic put 8 onto the round, and it almost worked there, Riv. Until, again, time was of the essence for Exit.
Until your triple initiator utility comp just has everything to still throw at XSET. That looked like hell, right? Take the time XSET was getting in, the 5-10 seconds, and put it on then trying to plant, right? Take away that ultimate from Fade, take away the 0 point, the nades. That was such a delay from Optic setup there. Really nicely called. XSET, I feel like they're banging their head against the green wall right now and try to get to these sites, Vansili. What do they do this
side there? The lineup from the KO Knife is also trying to push a little bit of defense on that tree. Now we fight out towards the A main. Underhand flash where Victor just looked at the wrong angle on the pre-fire, and Aaron takes the upper hand on that duel, and it's going to be the one-player advantage for Exit. Regrouping back towards the mid. BCJ picking up the spike to lean towards A, where now it's up to Crashies to hold down on his own. Lauren bot, pre-fired shot, misses from Aaron, but you saw that paranoia and shock dart onto the ground as the debuff comes in, and now we've opened up the site for Exit. Yay! Almost lands the operator shot, but it's going to be BCJ that shot-it stepped away, so yeah, maybe sometimes those shot-it steps work. And FNS is on his own, 4 versus 1. He's just getting sprayed through the smoke to know exactly where he's at. Not pushing in from behind. We're just making sure that we're protecting the spike, and that's XSET finally with a round on the board.
Clean, night and day difference from their previous rounds, right? One way to identify that is Optic did not have all the information they usually do to work with. Xset set up for the hit, they hit. Right? It wasn't Ye saying, oh, there's somebody here, we can lean towards A. Everything happened at once there, and Xset was really able to take control of the round. They can keep kind of executing like that, staying in the shadows, right? But knowing they're not giving Optic too much space is, I think, the key to the last 2 rounds here. Optic has been so good at just sussing out what the Xset play is and having the right numbers at the right site. Prowler outside B main.
Did somebody call my name?
Did. 3-2 split, 4-1 split actually. We see it back to Aaron being the flank. A little bit of check on from the shadows as they go back to default.
Allows Death to take control up here, but look at where Marv is at. Finally, the turret spots him, and Aaron comes in from behind. As we try to go very aggressive for Optic, it finally gets punished by Xset. But they haven't taken too much ground control. Yeah, they have mid, but Catwalk's under control. FNS also has control of Long B. Still has a C's to work with if he's getting pushed in. And Xset trying to go back for a mid to B. Now as he's going to get tagged. Finesse is going to get dropped. Knife then towards a spawn that also spots Crashies, and we have Xset moving into the site finally, and finally it's a clean take too.
Yeah, another one towards the other side of the map. Like they were going to have a little bit more trouble this time. Did not. They actually patiently wait, bring a 2 and 2 after they lose Cryo. They just put 2 B main, 2 mid. Nice structured strat. As long as you can overpower the classics or maybe a Sheriff, you'll be seeing this round from the side of Optic, you'll be good. So just smart play. They know they should be able to get this. I mean, you start giving Optic too much credit on these rounds, and nothing's going to be fun for you. Quick push in. Crashies playing with fire. And it looks hot. Aaron gets a 3K on that one, and they look to bring it up to 8-4 here. Optic are going to have a bye for this last round. We're going to have Dev's ultimate most likely coming online, and they can try and put this lockdown somewhere. No one can really destroy it on the side of Optic. So let's see how they talk about defending this one and what the play might be.
Yeah, and it may look like it's a timeout that's not needed with the way that Optic's been playing the first half so far, Riv, but you could definitely see Xset, they were able to pull something out there and work out towards finally winning fights on mid, taking a little bit more than mid on Pizza, but also the extremity duels that Valen has put a lot of emphasis on.
Yeah.
That Xset's able to capitalize with.
And it's been a team effort, right? You still have Cryo diving in to make these plays. You can never look at a scoreboard and be like, oh, wow, they're not fragging. I mean, the most that's going to mean is ults might come up a little bit later. That could be the last person that saved the round, right? The last person that's alive or the person that's initiating in. And that's what Xset has been using to get in these games. Look at Zekin. Zekin is up there at 13-7 right now. And that's because of all this utility flying over the top of the team. It's just been Optic able to choose the right sites to defend. Both teams are playing super well. You just give it to Optic here because they are nailing those shots. And it seems like it took a bit for this series as they were to come online. But it seems like they're hitting their stride now, and this is the Optic we're used to seeing.
Important ultimates now. Hunter's Fury and Lockdown on the attack, but a KO ult from Victor could stop all of that. It looks to be an A-side lean for Xset to take early control of A main.
Sick dart, bro. Sick dart.
Let's say it's to clear the front side. It's to clear front
I mean, it looked like it could have been something to ult for, maybe, if it hit right on tree. They aren't able to aim up quick enough. You move Victor off of that. So the ultimate's still there for Zekin. They don't get an initial play out of this round like they wanted to. There's a little drone kill here by Def as he's making the calls, letting them know where to be placing themselves right now. I wonder if they go back mid for a moment to keep this turret active, or they just kind of leave everything the way it is and 5-hit B. It'll be the first time.
We talk about one. Cycling the utility available for the initiators too. So there's that recon dart that's still available for Crashies. FNS has his haunt, and now the 0 point just came up too. So the 0 points across the map, so that's not going to help. Now you have the lockdown coming in on the attack, but that's just to clear out towards market. And FNS just pings so many players that allows 2 players to fall for Xset. And as the lockdown's about to come out, we still have a line of defense towards the back of the site, and that's Crashies. A high-low drop that allows Cryo to get the kill. And we have a plant that's safe. but there's 10 HP remaining for Cryo. Fragmenting coming down onto default, and now Ye onto the sidewalk, making it now a 2 versus 1 as BCJ answers back. 5 seconds left, 32 HP. Victor running forward, and a drop in. Victor gets the kill. They'll come in now for the defuse, and this was looking pretty good for Optic, and XSET started to mount the comeback, but it's not good enough. Optic now in the lead, another 9-3 scoreline as we head to the break. We're almost seeing a repeat of Ascent from Optic and XSET. Again, silver lining is that XSET was able to get 1 round more than intended the last time that these two teams faced off against each other. So we'll see what happens now as Optic takes the attacker side. Can now the duo of Def and BCJ holding the A site close the gap and come back into the second half?
Right, I love that you mentioned that. The second half was 10-2, right? Optic only get those 2. Our first half was 9-3. Do we get a bit of a dark side history repeat itself? Can XSET flip the script here? Optic Victor says, no, sir. We'll start off and make it a 5v4 in our favor. Marv is just about on his deathbed, though, so this does become a difficult round, but having that controller still is huge for the attack.
You definitely need him to stay alive if you need to get those smokes out, and thankfully he's playing Astra, so he could do it from a very safe place. But you could definitely see that he's moving forward with Crashy, so they could retake control of A main. One-way smokes continue to come up here for BCJ, as with that one-way being refreshed, we're running back towards the B site, where Aaron's pushing forward with a frenzy. Around the corner, gets instantly headshotted now by FNS, as we're now going to try to just run it in towards B site. Zekin's rotated across towards the stairs. Haunt also to clear out logs. And Zekin, what can you do? Here's the footsteps, the first drop. The lean towards the back. The right clicks does a bit of damage. But it's still Victor, though, that trades off the kill, and it will be a plant coming in for Optic on a 4 versus 2.
30 seconds left.
Overall, smart play by Optic. I mean, you think about how XSET has played their pistol rounds on defense. Just hold this thought for a second as they dive in.
To their death.
Too. We think about how Optic has played their defense. I'm sorry, XSET has played their defense, and it's been retake on most of the pistol rounds, right? They allow the site to be taken, and then they'll be flanking. Great job by Optic to hit B main, reset a little bit, and then look for that person that would be flanking for XSET's retake at the end of the round. So playing into XSET's kind of conditioning over the maps of the series instead of what they're just seeing in one game. A nice job by Optic there, as they pull off a pistol round for themselves and look to close this one out pretty quick and bring us to a map 5.
And we want to go quick into the entrance of B main too. A little bit of shock darts coming out from Zekin as well. Does a bit of damage, but it's still going to be the turret taken down. Aaron holding towards logs as Xset go for a 4-player stack with their eco on B.
Yeah.
We're deciding otherwise now for Optic.
Teleport's ready. The 3 push. Heron clears 1. The damage on Victor too. They've peppered. Gonna get out of here.
The crazy part
pickup
is that it's a 3-player push and you'll only get 1 person with a classic to win that fight. Well, a little bit of tree control at least to start things off, and that was a nice paranoia from BCJ to push 1 away. But as he TP's back towards the entrance of the door, Crashy's actually lurked up to be able to kill him with the Spectre. Right click's about to come in. Nope, just left click's needed. Ye's about to fall down. Oh my god, man. Zekin's going to work with his classic. And now we're going classic to classic.
30 seconds left.
Low HP is Zekin. No flank coming in though, but Crashy's the one that's just holding everybody down towards mid as we get the plant inside B. But that is a Spectre that get picked up by Exit here, Riv.
I might question why my man switched to the classic there, but we are continuing with the round. Marved doing as he does, always good for 2 on the board, and it just becomes ducks in a row here. Optics start firing. Photos at B. Yeah, Crashy's kind of playing with his food there. Mid he peeks, shoots the dart with a Spectre, and then says, "Classic v Classic, let's go." You're just like, wait, what? What is this? Cheeky little play there. Optic at 11 now here as we get into round 15. Vandals there to be used as well.
Yeah, except we're just desperate to look for weapons now that were left behind towards mid and entrance of B. Now we have Optic at 11. Where winning that pistol was super important right now for the team that I speak of, as it allows them to close this 4th map, and we will see a 5-map grand finals. And again, the same routine comes in. It's almost like a repeat of Bind. What happens on Bind? 2 players working towards the orb at showers, pick it up. This time, you're always getting this Prowler inside B, and we're fighting at least for that control to not allow Aaron to have any setups at the beginning of the round.
There's the star reset. Recall for a star on what was the window over towards A. So it looks like they are going to be setting up here to get something pushed. The setup in mid. It's something that Optic has continued to take. They find somebody at Archway. They find somebody here on the catwalk. They've taken about a minute each time to scope out this area now. Xset's going to be in position, though, to guard. Still on the front line of A. You didn't even push him forward.
Zekin, though, gets the kill onto Victor. This is towards the B side. As a spike was also there, we're trying to sell a fake towards A, but nobody's rotating from
30
Xset.
seconds left.
But what I really like here from Optic is that we've made it through guarding. We're trying to break the rotation, so we're trying to get a flank on Heaven too. This should be the kill for Ye, and he does take the upper hand. As players are now taking control of A site, we do have BCJ in Hell. It's a big position here, but the rest of Optic are now pushing back towards the B site. But there's still players there. There's still Aaron inside the site. There's 6 seconds left on the clock. He's on the sidewalk. The plant's now coming in. He gets the kill. They won the round thanks to that. Xset puts 4 onto the board.
Whoa. Xset hiding in the woodwork to win a round. Literally waiting for Optic to come in, setting not even trap plays, but little personal traps to make sure they could at least get one, play the time, play the momentum of the round. And it's, I said it a little bit in the last game, it's that the series has kind of turned into Optic dictating what's happening. Xset having to play Optic's game there. Xset said, you know what? We'll play our game as much as we can and just chill back. Run into our crosshairs. Hey, it was a round they needed.
Now the same type of utility gets dropped here towards B, and what I've really liked at least from that last round from Optic, despite them losing it on time, is that the last time that they played against Xset, they didn't really capitalize on Catwalk that much. And you have a triple initiator setup, right? You have Owl Drone to try to push away, you know, the KO and the Omen outside a tree.
Yeah.
You have Prowlers that can work things out. You have Haunts that can get thrown into Garden. And there you go. Now they're working back towards this Catwalk with the Owl Drone. It gets stopped at least by the KO knife, but they still have more utility that they can re-clear towards A. So I like that you're adding more pressure into BCJ and Def right now. With that, though, still a fake for Optic to try to take mid control.
Set again, setting back. I mean, that's also a thing they talked about on the desk, is not giving up those frags just as much, but the positioning is getting scary. Oh, the double kill from Aaron.
The lineup, and you still have Zekin in the back of the side. He gets spotted by a Prowler, though. Prowler's running out! Through the smoke, he gets traded at least, but that still means that you have Zekin alive in the back of the site. One person is down, and just suddenly like that, all the duels have been won at different parts of the map, and that's Xset with a solid hold on B.
No buy? Low buy? Two Marved. Ye's 2 away, so it doesn't really work to save and push. But this round, absolutely incredible. Keep praising Aaron for these. The spin, the turn. Yeah, the timing definitely in favor of Xset on that round. They're going to need more than just timing, though. Optic's still on a run here. Vandal going to be a hero play for Marv. He'll be alive. He'll be smoking. He'll be the last one to make sure this clutch goes down. That's the idea. Xset setting up with an operator.
And that's
Marv,
already down.
Vandal down.
Yep, Vandal down, but the Sheriff still gets the headshot onto Aaron, at least for a couple of battles inside.
There it is.
B. Just going for the lead and Crash. He actually wins that somehow. But they've lost more players towards B. Ye has a good timing here. If BCJ wants to overcommit on 3 with a TP, not fast enough. BCJ has the faster reaction time. Shock Dart on the ground. Sova action as a flank coming in, and a really nice flash actually coming out from Def to allow for Zekin to stay alive and Xset to claw back into this game on a defender half.
As an operator coming over. That gets dropped down for Xset. That goes to Cryo. We've kind of been waiting for him to come online in the sense that those ultimates are being strung together, that the chaos he's creating is also respected by Optic. Because if you think about a lot of the Jets or I would say Chambers as well that create a forward position, if you are getting successful pushes, you demand much more respect from your opponent, right? They're pressuring much more to make them react differently. So Cryo needs that to come online now with the operator, and hand Blade Storm there as well. And they're trying to post up for this mid area. The 0 points just flying left and right here towards Long A.
Yeah, and I thought it was going to be an opportunity with a refresh to start re-hitting back towards the A site. But FNS with the Nightfall that he currently has is trying to move it towards B. They also have a Cosmic Divide. This could be an all-out here towards this B site. Turret is going to allow a couple of players from Xset to rotate over, and that is going to be Zekin in the back of mid. As we're inching in now towards the entrance. May start happening here. Orb about to get picked up too. Crash uses one away from the Hunter's Fury with that. And Cryo. He's got a good spot here. He actually has good control of B-Link.
Mid as well with the alarm bot on, it's going to be fine. They know it's going to have to be a hit somewhere, and this is letting them know it's probably going to be at B. No hit has come through yet. You get the up the gut. Hunter's Fury stops things, and on the other side of the map, the extremities played by Ye, but Def cleans it up.
And everybody from Optic is actually rotating towards there. So the players are now playing on A side very passively in the back of Jenny and Heaven. Lockdown also secures the fact that the hit's going to be going towards A, and Cryo and Def are holding it in. Crashy's trying to get the plant down as he does get support here. What a dart coming out, but a outshot misses. The wall bang come out from Heaven from Zekin though, and that's Zekin with the right click in the end. Man, we're having so many rounds from both of these teams where it comes down to 10-second attempts for plants, and it gets messy.
I want to touch on that because Xset has almost forced those to happen recently. Like I said, Optic was making Xset play their game. Xset was kind of being pulled left and right. It would be a one-and-done situation because they got diffused from their early round strategy. Now, Xset is setting a bit of pace. Cryo rotating back and forth, having different positions. Here, they collapse so quick. And what you were saying, they're delaying Optic. They're making these become pressure rounds now, 4 in a row here for Xset. And we said, this is very reminiscent with a dark flip of the first time they were on this, right? It was a 9-3 first half in favor of Xset, switched around 10-2 as the second half came around. Well, there's the 2 rounds for Optic. Does Xset have 10 in them is the question. It's a tall task for them to come through, but with the operator now in the hands of Cryo, a bit of that strategy they want is online, fans.
Now as this timeout finishes here, yeah, we have a couple of ults online, including the double false here for Ye. Who's looking to maybe potentially battle it towards the B-Link over to Cat. Or maybe that could be an opportunity to open it up there.
Let's play.
Decides to go back towards Long B instead. Prowler early into the round, forcing out the KO knife from Def. So we're just playing extremity control, at least for Optic, who are able to at least get the orb.
Yeah, and same setup from Xset. As you see Optic making sure they get themselves advantage for those orbs. The pick. Ooh, this actually delivers a lot of information to Optic and definitely increases their chances to get closer and closer to that operator. Cryo now has to reposition. They set up a bit of what we saw with Optic here with the KO and the chamber. Now just a different setup with Omen. Second one counts.
Nice shot there. And BCJ playing on the other end of the flower pot. Ye misses the shot. Very unorthodox of him to actually miss those kind of shots. Could have maybe helped out the last 2 players moving inside the A main. But it's not. A Prime Gaming Flawless and Xset, as we mentioned before, they're closing the gap now on their defense.
A lot of the players had 1750 in credits there for Optic, which means on the 29 full loss, they should be able to buy here. So we should see another round out of Optic, but Optic was in great positions there. Xset reading the plays. We saw that spawn kill coming in, just very smart. Thinking about the flanks once the alarm bots and whatnot were taken out for Optic to encroach onto the defensive side. Here we are into one of the, I'd say final gun rounds for Optic, but close to it. They are not going to be able to buy next round if they lose this.
Oh. I thought they'd be able to get the knife, and it was able to get deployed here from Death that actually suppresses 2 players at least. But thankfully the orb still in favor of Optic. Meanwhile, though, fighting towards the B side, Cryo already activated the Tailwind.
Just eats it.
Just trying to get one of those, when the chamber gets tanked, trying to go for a kill and TP away, doing the same thing with a dash. Nice underhand by Def. A change of pace, at least for Xset, that haven't really been doing that too much on the catwalk.
Right, that's been the slow play by Cryo. Ye wanted to find a 1v1 dry right there, or at least with util over the shoulder that wasn't set up yet. What a read from Xset to hard play Cat this round. Holy moly, they are setting themselves up so well. 40 seconds, again, another round where it looks like Optic could be pushed down to the timer, and Victor comes up with a huge kill on Cryo.
And that's twice. First, Crashies, now Victor, going with a shoulder peek that unfortunately Cryo can't react fast enough. And the KO ult allows FNS to get the kill of Def pushing on a rotate. So we're going to rotate back towards the A site, but BCJ, the other line of defense, watching. He's just so aware into this round. He's able to get 2 more kills. 1 more to go into this round, and that's going to be Crashies moving in for a plant. A 3 versus 1. Door has already been broken, so he has to fight back somewhere. And it's going to be towards tree. Clearing out towards the tree and going back in the back of the generator. We still have a Paranoia available for BCJ. Smoking out a main, a TP into Jenny, and he full sticks it. He full sticked on to the From the Shadows, the Paranoia, and then the kill. This man has reawoken now on the second half of Ascent, and this is going to get dangerous now for Optic.
BCJ played perfectly in that chaos there. I feel like that call as well might have been a slight miscommunication from Optic, because it's an easy call that BCJ is tree. But I feel like that's also window-ish, but also push towards spawn, so you don't have to look at that yet. They back up into what they think is tree, right? Victor was looking the right way, but this situation just was a second off for them. Throw your hands in the air like you don't care. BCJ, so many good rounds here. The team is coming together well, and Xset picked apart that round. Really nice, too. They were able to get 2 of their own frags after losing Ye, due to a mid push and whatnot, but Xset recover really well there.
You talked about those situations where Optic, the money is running low. One of a few gun rounds left here,
So
potentially
low.
in the map, as they're forced on a broken buy once again. Ye does have a Vandal to work with, but they have been able to capitalize on good mid takes with rifles, which is why Ye's moving forward in that area, trying to see if they can push Cryo on a rotate back on the back of middle. Meanwhile, though, we have a fight towards A main. We forced up the KO ult, and Ye's still pushing forward towards mid. It's gonna stay quiet here, Riv.
Yeah, super slow plays. You see they switched over Cryo to B. He's got the operator there. Neat little molly, see the 0 point. Neat little molly too. You already see one is thrown in B main. A lot of times as that lands at the opponent's feet, that'll be shot. So it's kind of like an indicator early. No one's there right away. Molly gets the chill. You can use it for later. You see the rotation now coming over.
It's Ye.
30
Xset
seconds
start
left.
to lean. Whoa,
Just
he's in
hiding
the
in
right
that
spot.
smoke. He's gonna
So
ping it out
much
here.
fans.
Yeah, but look at this. Crowd is waiting as they thought it was an opening here for Optic to get into market the B site. It's waited by an operator and a prime giving flawless from Xset.
This
Wow.
is like hide and seek for Optic. They want to find someone so damn bad in these rounds. They're all the way up mid, still nothing. And it becomes a flawless, too, with all of that space taken. What the hell? Like, the way Xset has started to receive the second half of this is incredible. Absolutely figuring out what Xset wants in those first peaks, first contacts, and giving them none of it. They are literally online to get the 10-2 and do exactly what Optic did to Xset in the first meeting on Ascent in that upper final.
Now we have 5 players originally stacked up for Optic inside B main. Owl Drone, we might go back to the basics. To have the Owl Drone out towards mid, try to take control of that on mid as well, break the alarm button and figure out what we want to do. But every single time now, as nobody's been trying to fight back towards mid, the late rounds of trying to split inside tree or inside B has been denied. So
the paranoia.
Yeah, exactly. Xset is just so happy to give away mid against Optic because Optic's just running into that trap of them anchoring the way that they did. And the paranoia allowed Zekin to get an off angle and to get 2 kills right there, leaving 1 player right now leads towards Pizza. That's Crashies. The underhand throw doesn't work out, but at least BCJ goes out for the trade. We're 2 kills away of tying things up here, and that's BCJ making it 1 kill away. Ye's on him, is on his own rather. He tries to sneak back towards the spawn, walks back up the staircase. There's a smoke. Oh my god, this is so difficult. There's 30 seconds left. Are you going to try to do the heroic play or save your rifle because you know the economy's low? I mean, look at it. He's got 600 credits left to his name. There's only 22 seconds for him to try to pick up the spike. As it's down out in the open. It's the Bermuda Triangle for Xset. You walk in that, it's a trap. You're swimming out of it at least for a bit. And that's BCJ that sinks you in. That's now 11-11. Xset has brought the game back into an interesting series.
I threw my hands in the air when this happened. How can that keep happening? For Aaron, for BCJ. Everybody on this squad is just getting collat kills left and right from map to map in this series on Xset. Holy crap, it has secured them so many rounds, fans, and they must be vibing off it. We've already seen the player cams and what it means. BCJ basically has a megaphone attached to him the whole time, just pumping everybody up here. Those frags as well, adding to the hype. Ping through the smoke! He double TP'd into a play like that? I can't. I can't. They are feeling it on XSET.
Optic now, these slow defaults hasn't been paying out, and then they're trying to go a little bit quicker here inside mid. That's a smoke. Oh, that's a timing on the recall. That's... You could definitely see that they're starting to get flustered now for Optic.
This is exactly what you want to see from XSET. Going international, knowing that a team can come back from a deficit like that to almost pull 10 straight rounds into their favor after losing the first 2, bonus on. Absolutely incredible, and it shows how much XSET have been able to grow. They persevere over that consistency of Optic being able to weather the storm.
Oh my God.
BCJ again.
Even White Swing, he doesn't care, and he still wins those fights. And now Victor, though, is trying to at least get something done for Optic. As the spike is down towards Garden. He's got 21 HP to his name. Here is the updraft, and Cryo gets the kill.
Vansili.
Wow. Map point, series point for XSET. Didn't think I was going to say this on this map.
Optic has the international trophy. Oh, how they would like the one at home. But XSET does not want that to happen, and they are 1 round away from hoisting that opportunity right here to be the first seed of NA to head to Copenhagen. Already locked in their spot. International power, just the international buff is driving them, and they're not even there yet. Let's see if they can do it here. A final round to possibly take down Optic. In a map pool they had no say in. XSET here on final point.
And Zekin's just going to go for an ult right off the rip. A counter coming back from Crashies.
Oh my God, Zekin.
And Zekin does connect onto the smoker. So that's no smokes now for Optic with a broken by, nothing left except the Nightfall that you hope that there's going to be something done with that. But it goes towards the site. So you still have 2 players that are unaffected towards Market.
3 more.
And that's Aaron. Yes, Ye and Crashies now trying to win a 2 versus 4. Will it work out? Smokes are being thrown out towards the main. Tour de Force comes out from the attackers too as Ye falls and Crashes on a 4 versus 1. It's not going to happen. Who better than BCJ to get the last 2 kills to put XSET as the VCT North America Stage 2 champions?
XSET riding high. A squad that has always placed at the top of the table. Finally able to take a step onto that upper podium here. Number 1 in NA as they head to Copenhagen. And it was so hard fought by the entire squad. We saw new looks. We saw them break through their own ceiling. Different agent compositions, a different XSET. And they repped the set here today, taking down Optic in 3-1 fashion. And again, in a map pool, Vansili, XSET had no say in.
What I love the most about what we currently see from XSET right now is a team that looks so good against FaZe yesterday, just off the back of Cryo going insane. Today, not as loud, still good, but you could definitely see the rest of the team definitely shown, and they shined. They showed how good they are, and they are one of the 2 that will definitely represent North America very well in Denmark, in Copenhagen. With that, it's time to go for a break and see what the analyst desk has to say right after. Congratulations to XSET.
Yeah, the bag and put a meal up. Yeah, they gas me, don't need to fill up. Yeah, my Uncle Rich's Uncle Phil was. Yeah, they hate to love me, yeah, that's real love. Yeah, went to Buffalo to get my bills up. Yeah, when I'm gone, they miss me like a free throw. Yeah, I've been wildin' since Ben Wallace. Yeah, I'm hard body, man, I've been solid.
Wow. Well, there you have it, folks. XSET are your Challengers champions after a miraculous comeback on Ascent, winning 13-11 and denying Optic any rounds after they secured the first two. Incredible stuff. Golden Boy here alongside with Mimi and Valen from the Guard one more time. And Valen, I want to get your reactions off of that, man, because I know you know I know you know all the players well, but you know I know you have a soft spot for the XSET boys. This has to be incredible to watch.
Yeah, I mean, that big shout out to XSET. Like, they played phenomenal. The defense that they just showed on Ascent was some of the best defense with that comp I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
They had a lot of traps up top mid. They weren't giving Optic any free space. It was beautiful to watch.
It just seemed like it was going to fall apart for them, and we were destined to go to a Game 5, Mimi. But here we are. Stranger things have definitely happened.
Yeah, and I mean, credit to all of these players, but specifically to Zekken and to BCJ, playing on new roles on this map. Both of them were farming, particularly in that second half. Zekken on the Sova, BCJ on that Omen, so good in the early round, clutching things out. Optic, it didn't feel like they had a moment to breathe after that conversion of the pistol.
Yeah, and here are some of the highlights from Zekken throughout the series. I mean, Valen, this guy put in the work today. They knew what was on the line. They played hard every single round. Not to say Optic didn't, they most definitely did. But, you know, it feels like that the pace was even set on Fracture, that this was not going to be some ordinary game between these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, XSET came out swinging. They're trying to win this. This just punched their ticket into champions. They don't even have to place top 8. Like, they're automatically in top 8 in Copenhagen, so they have the circuit points to go to champs. This was a huge match for them, and they came out and they played full confident. They had the stressful matches before, and they came out and they were just playing fluid. We saw Zekken being super aggressive, and he's playing great.
Yeah, sorry. And I mean, if yesterday was the day of Cryocells and him finding his, like, career-defining game, today was that of Zekken. He was plus 40 across this series against the best team in the world, or at least the reigning champion in that regard, as he took them down. This guy was playing so many different roles. He has been so adaptable for the squad, and so many of these XSET players just coming into their own, finally claiming that throne that they have so long waited for.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the proof is in the pudding right here. Plus 40 performance here for Zekken across a variety of roles. Probably one of the most versatile players on the... I mean, they're all really good, but versatile indeed for Zekken because he plays a wide variety of agents. Now, I know we do have some of those Prime Gaming highlights for you, but, you know, as we talk about the entirety of the series, I kind of want to get into a bigger macro picture here, Valen, because this is going to be the second domestic championship denial for Optic, right? This is a squad that feels like they're the uncrowned kings in their own region, but yet they go to the global stage, they fix their mistakes, and they become even better.
Yeah, I would say it's kind of hard for Optic to stay at #1 in NA because all of the eyes are only on them. They're the best team in NA. They're always qualifying for the events. They're winning international events. So all the eyes are going to be on them, so people know how they play. Yeah. And for XSET, you know, they were kind of coming out with new things, new comps, new little micro here and there, so they're less readable than Optic. But when Optic goes onto the international stage and they change their comps or they change their macro level play, they look unstoppable. So I don't think we saw 100% of what Optic can do, and I'm excited to see them come back in Copenhagen.
But at that same point, credit to XSET because Optic did come into this matchup with some composition changes. Those blind highlights were a great example. They pull out the Neon, they do something new that I'm sure XSET was not expecting coming in towards this series, and they match that, and they win those maps. That's so big out of XSET. Previously, whenever it's been a change for Optic, whenever it's been a rematch, Optic wins. But in this one, XSET takes the loss. They are the ones to come back, get the better of Optic. The first time that this team has lost in a rematch.
Yeah, it really startling, honestly, that, you know, in the way that Optic lost as well, I think, Valen, is very profound here because XSET gave them nothing in that defensive side. And you said it to me while we were watching a game in the back, that this composition that they were rolling with on Ascent, if they just squeaked away a few rounds, and conveniently enough, they ended up in 9-3, they would be able to walk away or potentially walk away with this. But I don't think anyone could have seen this happening like that.
Especially after the pistol round going down 11-3, I was not expecting that. And then they won out every single round, and I think it was off the back of Zekin. I mean, this guy hasn't played solo for the team besides recently. Since he joined the team as a Raze player, as the duelist, all the way back to like almost a year ago now. And he came out, started playing solo back on Ascent and looking phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, the changes have been everything for Xset. So many great ideas coming out from this squad, and I think just holistically for this team, not only did they get their chance first to an international event yesterday, now they come back today, they qualify for another one, they claim the throne in NA. I mean, this is the biggest weekend in the history of Xset as an organization. I'm sure for all of these players individually, this is just, you cannot understate how massive it is.
I've been following the set for a while now. This is a monumental weekend for the organization. Actually, we'd have some of the reactions from people after the Xset win, because obviously, we want to see the cheers. We want to see the excitement. We want to see BCJ popping off. I want to know if they put Baby in a closet, because it feels like he's in a closet here, Valen. Or a bathroom.
He's just in the corner of the team house. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
I remember watching the room tour. He has a room on the corner, so he might just be in his room.
Just be playing out on his own space.
I like that, because he's the loudest, just let him do his thing. Oh, man, but it's great to see the team celebrating like that. You genuinely are so happy for those guys, and just what a road it has been for this team, Mimi. A squad that was one of the most consistent in the region, but known as the forever fourth place, the fourth place curse. They have done more to, expel that than anyone could possibly imagine.
Yeah, I mean, for this team, every single change they make has elevated their game. They bring in a new player in Def and in Zekin just at the end of last year and are starting to frag with that, or a little before that, but regardless, they find the pickup at that point. Then they bring in Cryocells to start things off. They have an improvement there. Then they bring in a new analyst to help out the coaching staff ahead of challengers too, and the improvements just continue.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Players' reactions here as well. A beautiful thing to see. Oopsies 3-1. That actually is the reaction, because at the end of the game, we all were just like, what? We were really all confused. Like, how did Optic let that one get away from them here? But now, as we shift focus, I'm sure we'll talk about it more before or after the interview. But Xset on the global stage now is going to be very, very scary, Valen, for anyone to have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot more time to be able to prep for the teams now that they don't have to play groups. They automatically skip that. They go straight to the playoffs. So it gives them time to kind of relax, kind of get used to the international stage in Europe, watch the teams, and I think they're going to come out great. They always set a great game plan, and I don't think they'll do nothing less than that in Europe as well.
All right, well, we actually have one of the players standing by with us. I'll say goodbye to my analyst for the time being, because BCJ is standing by. I had to get this guy for an interview based off of the reactions for our Verizon post-match interview there. BCJ, congratulations, man. How does it feel? Look at you. Damn, you fine.
Go away.
What's up, baby? How you doing? You feeling good?
Oh, man, it feels great. It feels great. Yeah, we really wanted this one, and we're ecstatic.
Yeah, I could tell just from your reactions, from the team itself. I mean, you guys have had such a journey up until this point. And it wasn't just in this tournament, but I think Xset as an organization, Xset as a team, the consistency. Firstly, let's just talk about that Ascent game real fast. When you got 9-3 at the end of the half, did you feel like you had the potential for the comeback even after losing those 2 rounds in the half?
Oh, 100%. We started losing rounds on T, and we literally said to ourselves, we get 4 rounds here, we're going to win this game. And we ended up getting 3, but we knew that we were going to have a rough T. It's a rough T map. So we kind of expected a rough scoreline, and we were prepared mentally for that second half for sure.
And it also felt like you guys were prepared for Fracture as well. Did you have an inclination that Optic was going to go for that and try and put you in a bad situation, so you prepped a strat for it?
Well, yeah, obviously in the first time we played them, we banned Fracture against them, and now that they were the upper seed, upper final, they get both the bans, so we had no choice but to play it. And I think they saw that as well and picked it. But yeah, we're prepared on all maps, as you can see. We're prepared to take on the world champs. We're prepared to take on anyone, and we don't plan on slowing down.
Well, you know, regarding the world stage, you guys are going to be in a really interesting situation. Your friend Valen was in a similar situation last Masters, where beat Optic, go skip the group stages entirely, and it didn't end out the way that I'm sure he wanted it to go. And I'm sure he'll scold me for that later when he comes up on the desk. But how are you guys going to try and not fall into those potential pitfalls? Because getting an opportunity to play against these global teams in group stages, it could be very beneficial to you guys, considering this is the first time you're doing it.
Oh, to me, it's quite easy. It's 2 words, Zekin and Cryocells. I mean, no other team in the planet has those 2 players, and yeah, we're simply built different.
Built different. Unless another team decides to like clone them or something. But I just don't know if the technology's there yet, you know?
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Man, I don't know if you know this, but you guys automatically qualify for champions because of that win.
Yeah, we were really excited to you know, win this game for champs. That was pretty much the whole reason. Obviously, the playoffs is a big thing, but we just want to play on LAN. You know, we want to play as many LANs as we possibly can, and to represent the best region in the world. I mean, that's what we're here to do.
That's what's up. I love to see it, man. Any words of you know, I guess worry for, or any words you want to give to the world stage players? Any words you want to give to the international teams out there? Because XSET, the floor is yours, baby. The shades are on. Do it up.
I got one thing to say and one thing only. Rep the fucking set, baby! Let's go!
There it is. Rep the set all day. Hey, BCJ, congratulations, man. You guys earned it. It was a beautiful thing to see, and I can't wait to see what you guys do in Copenhagen. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you, Golden Boy.
Salute
Always a
to
pleasure.
you. Salute to you, my friend. All right, there's BCJ for your Verizon post-match interview. The man is literally a freaking legend. I can't curse. He can. Boy, would I have loved to there. And that's probably, you know, I've done a few interviews in my career, guys. I would definitely say it was T2.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
It's T2. All right, let's go on to our Aim Lab flick of the day because we had a lot of great plays in this series. But I think this one is, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it might just be pretty apropos to the situation. We'll pull it up in a moment here. But Valen, real quick before we get it. Oh, no, never mind. Don't worry about me. There it is. I believe, yes, this was going to be that play where Ye was just shredding everyone. BCJ just takes the fight, and then the flick right there, looks away, comes back in. BCJ was on fire today, Valen.
Yeah, he was. He was looking outstanding, especially on these supportive roles. He's not only fragging, but he's setting his team up in so many ways. There were multiple rounds where he was getting crucial information with his flashes, getting Cryocells back on a line by dogging or flashing an area. Just honestly an insane player today, and he deserves everything he's getting.
BCJ is just free content every
He
time
really
he
is.
appears on screen. But yeah,
You and I literally had the same thought because, you know, Josie, one of our awesome producers, reaches out, says, okay, who do you want to interview?
BCJ.
And then I was like, BCJ. Then you came into the room and you're like, GB, you got to interview BCJ. I was like, right ahead of you,
Already
homie.
on it.
Right ahead of you.
He's so fun to get to watch. But yeah, the supportive line of XSET today was insane. Yesterday was very much defined by what Cryo could do to keep this team going against FaZe. Today it was Aaron, it was BCJ setting Zawakin up for success. This team has depth. It's not a one-trick pony. It's not just Cryocells popping off, and those players are great, but everyone on XSET can do it. And yeah, I mean, I just want to see, the big guy on the big stage. Can't wait to see him
I do
in Copenhagen.
too. He did say something interesting, though. You know, I asked him about the team, right? He said, we have 2 things that no one else has, Zekin and Cryocells, Valen, and you have been singing their praises all weekend long. But one has to wonder, like, everyone knows that these players are the weapons here. So are you concerned that they're going to be just hard focused in this game and trying to, like, maybe outstrat them because they know that they have to worry about Zekin and Cryocells?
I mean, for sure, when you're going against 2 phenomenal players, you have no choice but to prep for them specifically, not only for the team, but the 2 players to prop off. But there's one thing is, you you can't stop greatness. So if Zekken and Cryo are going to be great, you have to try to control them. But, you know, just like in the NBA, you got LeBron, like, he's always going to be dropping 30, but you can't let him get 50. So it's the same thing here. You know, Cryo is always going to be getting that 20, 25, but don't let him get that 35, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of just taming the players and not, you can never put a leash on two great players.
And again, I think as showed today, Xset, even if someone is having an off day, they have players who will step up and fill that void. Also, as evidenced by losing to Optic, rallying back here with some new ideas, new compositions in towards today, this team has the coaching staff, they have the brains behind them to make the switches, make the decisions, to make them very hard to prep against.
Yeah, the depth is unreal for Xset. But let's go ahead and recap how we got to this point. Xset are your Challengers champions here for North America. And of course, a massive congratulations to all of the Challengers winners across a variety of regions today. But that 3-1 victory for Xset sets them up beautifully as they will be representing North America in the first seed going into Copenhagen. But here is where things get interesting, because let's go ahead and circle through to our next graphic for the LCQ standings. And congratulations to the Guard. You guys got that first seed.
I'm in LCQ, baby. Let's go. First seed in LCQ. Shout out to Xset and Optic making it to champs. I didn't even want to go there. I wanted to go through LCQ first. I want the hard route, all right? I'm ready.
Earn it.
Oh, man. Mimi, LCQ is going to be incredible. Guard, FaZe Clan, Cloud9, LG, Energy, 100 Thieves, EG, even Sentinels, and they're getting 2 analysts, people. So
Yeah,
watch out.
they're hiring. They're hiring. Put in your applications.
I'm just excited for LCQ. It's going to be really awesome.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for it. We have some fantastic teams competing here, the best in North America, duking things out. It was just a bloodbath last stage, trying to find that final team to make things in. That's where we saw the magical run out of Rise. Which team is going to rise up, find that moment? Could it be you guys on Guard? Is FaZe going to make another run? Is the new C9 going to do something? Or even one of those lower-seeded teams come back strong? You don't know what to expect going in towards that tournament, so it's going to be super exciting to find that final North American spot.
You know what? I want to put Valen on the spot here. LCQ, you guys going into the first seed.
Okay.
All right. What any teams you're concerned about? What's the feeling for the squad? Like, you know, obviously you were hoping for FaZe to get the win, but there was a lot of circumstances that need to go in your favor. How you feeling about LCQ, man?
I mean, I'm feeling great. Like, if you look back at stage 1, we've beat some crazy teams. You know, 3-0 to Cloud9. We've done unthinkable things before, so, you know, we're going to come back stronger. Shout out to all the fans. We're going to come back stronger. And, I mean, yeah, we're excited for LCQ. We needed some much-needed rest, and now, I mean, we just got to put the things together. Everyone's got to step up, and we're going to do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you, man. Either way, I'm excited to check, see the games. And yeah, I have to say, it has been a pleasure to have you here all weekend. You're more than welcome to join us anytime. Of course, I'd prefer you winning championships, but you were absolutely stellar this weekend.
It was a pleasure
buddy.
to be on the desk with you two. You guys are both amazing.
Yeah, for sure. And Mimi, always a blast. High five. Woo. There we go. Damn. But that's a wrap for us here, baby. All right, Challengers is done. We now set our sights on Copenhagen for some of the best Valorant action the world has ever seen. We're going to have an audience. We're going to have some awesome talent there, from the teams to the players to the casters and hosts and everyone else. It is going to be a stupendous time, and we hope you join us there. And we thank you so much for joining us for this roller coaster of a weekend. Congratulations to Xset, your Challengers North America champions, but we'll see you next time in Copenhagen.
The kennel, catch me running with the big dogs. Don't hear the critics, they can kick rocks like kickball. They not important, boy, I'm Jordan to the pitfalls. Too many L's over there, I'm trying to big ball. I'm trying to level up a bit, I'm talking Rich Paul. I hit the floor and get it jumping like I'm crisscross. Throw me and Cannon in the booth and that's a hit, dog.
I've been in the gym all week, leveled up though. Ooh wee, that's a whole lot of wins on me. That's a whole lot of wins on me. I'm a big dog. No leash, you all part, no teeth. That's a whole lot of wins on me. That's a whole lot of wins on me.
30 seconds left.
I'm like a dog, I do the most to get off on my leash, yeah. I am a beast, looking for something to eat, yeah. I cannot be defeated, I can take off, I don't need a reason. Anyone that see me sweating, bleeding, I'm about to take off, yeah believe it, yeah believe it. I cannot be stopped, no, no. 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 muscle, get off of my leash, yeah. I am a beast, looking for something to eat, yeah. I cannot be defeated. I could take off, I don't need a reason. Anyone that see me sweating, bleeding, I'm about to take off, yeah, believe it, yeah, believe it. I cannot be stopped, no, no. 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 I cannot be stopped, no, no.
I'm in the zone. Can you imagine having a piece of the magic? I'll throw you a bone. Let it be known. I can't miss when I'm on one. They came with the guns, but I bombed them. Thought they was too slick, but the truth is that I robbed them. I'm in the zone. Can you imagine having a piece of the magic? I'll throw you a bone. Let it be known. I can't miss when I'm on one. They came with the guns, but I bombed them. Thought they was too slick, but the truth is that I robbed them. I'm in the zone.